Hello, my name is Blake Higginbotham. Welcome to Home Family Gathering, where everyone has a place at the table in the Father's house. Thank you for joining us today. We're looking forward to connecting, communicating, corroborating, and collaborating with you. Remember this, you are loved, blessed, and highly favored. As usual, I'm sharing my screen with you today, and I'm so thankful that you took time out of your busy schedule to be a part of Home Family Gathering today. And we're going to continue our study from a new book recently published called Twelvefold Ministry. I'm one of the only ones I know that are teaching it in this way, and it all came out of an understanding that I have that the five-fold ordained ministry gifts of Yahshua to the Ekklesia could not possibly accomplish the ongoing work of true apostolic ministry without the other sevenfold charisma gifts and anointings. It also comes out of the understanding that everybody is not called to one of the five-fold ordained ministry gifts of Yahshua to the Ekklesia, but that we're all called to the ministry, the ongoing work of true apostolic ministry, which is an extension of Messiah's ministry on the earth. He is the chief apostle and high priest. We are nothing more than extensions of his ministry and ongoing work. The book of Acts was written in such a way that there was no end while there was a beginning. There was no end. It was an open-ended book. And that's because the Acts of the apostles are continuing in our day and hour in the 21st century. No matter how small or minuscule they seem, I want you to know that they are still very much continuing. It just seems like the further that we got away from the day of Pentecost until now, the more our power diminished. And there's many reasons for that. But I can tell you what I know, that while it may have started with primarily the word of the apostles being confirmed with signs and wonders following, he wants that to become a general experience through the body, because everything that we have need of, it can be found in the body of Messiah that's properly joined to the head and properly governed by those that have been sent to help govern and to establish order in his ongoing work. And so if you're not properly aligned with the head, then you're not going to more than likely be properly aligned with those that have been sent and and to represent him in his stead. And then there's probably, the truth be known, you're probably not going to have an understanding of the power and authority that you have already been given, and you're going to live out of the hope, so maybe so, shoulda, woulda, coulda one day, and you're going to live to die to go to heaven. But that's not what his original intent was, and it is not what his first coming was about. I hate to tell you that. I hate to re-inform you that it was not about saving the lost and so that you can die and go to heaven, and that's the end of it. It was about saving that which was lost and recovering it and restoring it to us. Do you hear the difference in what I just said?
Yes.
And I'm not saying that he doesn't care for the lost. It's obvious he does. It's obvious that he loved us so much that he gave. The first attribute of love is giving. So if you're not a giver, you're not a lover. If you're a taker, you're not a lover. Have you encountered takers in your life?
Yes.
It's because they're not lovers and they don't understand the love of Yahweh. And so you have to understand that whether or not you call yourself a Christian or not, did you know that your weekly attendance to a particular church ministry and locale could be all about you taking? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah.
It could be about you and what you're going to receive rather than who you are becoming and what you have to offer. So that's what's changing in all of us, and that's how we're operating. I mean, if you think that you can come here and be a part of this call for long and not participate as in be included as a participant and a part, then you're probably going to get frustrated, because that's what this call is all about. But I want to speak to Twelvefold Ministry, the collaborative function between Doma and charisma anointings. The collaborative function between Doma and charisma gifts and anointings. Introduction: Recovering Heaven's Leadership Blueprint for the Ekklesia. The body of Messiah is undergoing a divine recalibration. In every nation, Yahweh is awakening his people to a deeper understanding of how his kingdom is to function, both within the Ekklesia and throughout every sphere of society. The awakening requires more than revival. It demands order, structure, and a return to his original design for leadership and ministry. That design is revealed through what we call the Twelvefold Ministry. For too long, the Ekklesia has operated in part, often exalting certain leadership roles while overlooking others. Many have embraced the Five-Fold Ministry of Ephesians 4 as the primary blueprint for equipping the saints, and rightly so. But this is only half of the equation. When we examine Scripture more fully, we find an equal vital set of 7 grace-based gifts outlined in Romans 12, which some people call motivational anointings, which I don't particularly like that word, but I left it just the same. Meant to empower every believer for practical spiritual field or spirit-filled service. So the Romans 12, what some people call motivational anointings, are meant to empower every believer for practical spirit-filled service. Together, the fivefold Doma gifts of Yahshua and the 7 charisma gifts of the Spirit form a complete 12-fold framework. This divine collaboration reflects Yahweh's heart, not just for Ekklesia leadership, but for kingdom expansion in the earth, in which I am called to. I am not called to what man calls church, as usual. I am not called to continuing to develop and promote the religion of Christianity as is. I am a son of the kingdom who is a part of the way of Messiah, and we're all about representing Ekklesia in kingdom advancement on earth as it is in heaven. It is a system of government and grace, mantles and motivations, working in harmony to establish healthy, mature, and mobilized Ekklesia. This book is written for those who sense a call to something deeper. When you are a fivefold leader, a kingdom reformer in the marketplace, whether you are a fivefold leader or kingdom reformer in the marketplace, or a believer hungry to walk in your Yahweh-given function, this message is for you. In these pages, we will uncover the purpose, operation, and synergy of the 12 ministry gifts. We will explore their biblical foundations, practical expressions, and how they converge to form complete functioning body. Now is the time for Ekklesia to arise, not as a fragmented people with isolated callings, but as a unified body governed by the King and activated by the Spirit. I could read that over again and we still wouldn't get it completely. Now is the time for the Ekklesia to arise. If not now, when? If not us, who? Is what I've been saying for a number of years. If not now, when? If not us, who? Now is the time for the Ekklesia to arise. Not a fragmented people with isolated callings, but a unified body governed by the King and activated by the Spirit. It's time to make your calling and election sure. First of all, as a son. Second of all, as a son, what you are becoming, out of that will flow ministry graces and gifts. And in some cases, there will be more than one, but most of the time, as you mature, you will begin to understand the difference between flowing in and out of graces and gifts and ascension graces and gifts. Did you hear what I just said? Yeah. The more mature you become, the more you begin to function in that ascension gift and grace, rather than in multiple graces and gifts, which we all have passed through at one time or another because we sensed the Spirit wanted it and needed it, and there was nobody available for it. And I've walked with people that said that they don't have a problem with women serving in the ministry, but it's usually in situations where no man will accept the assignment. I say to that, that's just a glorified version of the religion of suppression and sequestering that we've done for centuries. Don't shout me down when I'm preaching good.
You're preaching good.
The religion of Christianity and Islam have a lot in common. How many of you can think of a couple? We have suppressed and sequestered women in ministry because of their sex and gender. And we've bitten and devoured one another rather than loved one another. Did you know that Islam has this same division? Think about that one for a few minutes and then you'll wake up. Oh, Lord, help us. The Twelvefold Ministry is not a new doctrine. It is an ancient blueprint being rediscovered for such a time as this. And if we don't rediscover it, you're going to have people that have been activated as prophets and commissioned as apostles who never were discipled, trained, and equipped, are gone through the process because the desire for more and deeper in them has led them to information and revelation rather than relationship.
You're right.
Well, I want to be a prophet, or I want to be an apostle. You would not want to be either of those unless you have been gifted and graced to be so and called and sent to be so.
Yes, yes.
Because you lack understanding that you are aspiring to be like somebody else. Is it okay for you to be a disciple of, a son of? Is it okay for you to be an apostolic person and a prophetic person? Yes, and I suggest that's where you should start. But as you know, I teach that there's a difference between a prophet, the gift of prophecy, and the spirit of prophecy. And as you know, I teach the difference. You can be prophetic without being a prophet. Amen. How many of you know that there's a lot of people that believe and claim that they are prophets that post some of the most nonsensical, crazy things on Facebook that have no biblical precedent or foundation in the Word, and they have it has nothing to do with what the Spirit is saying. They would probably tell me that's a matter of opinion, and that's okay. You have the right to your opinion, even if it's wrong. So the true prophetic is getting a bad rap. The true apostolic has to walk through a myriad of BS in order to find the true sons.
Yeah.
Let us return to the pattern of heaven. Let us build according to the mind of Messiah. Let us walk together in the fullness of his gifts.
Yes.
Until we all come until the unity of the faith, the knowledge of the Son of Yahweh, and the maturity of the perfect man.
Yes.
The thing that I'm going to stop right there because I'm going to tell you I could go all day right there. The thing that we need to consider is that we're still dealing with mingled seed and mixture.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with people that have poured an apostolic chocolate syrup over what they're already doing and put a prophetic cherry on top of it and called it Sunday. We've also got people that are bringing to the table all that they understand at the time and believe that it's the only word and the only thing that's going on in the earth. So if they're more evangelistic than they are pastoral, then the true apostolic ministry is going to be about reaching the lost, or it's going to be about being the senior set man of a local work because you're not being accepted at the level you want to be accepted to receive. So you want to represent a standard in the earth and wave the apostolic banner, and it just becomes another me, myself, and I, us four, and no more hierarchy, and to be honest with you, very, very out of balance. Not that apostles cannot pioneer works and set in elders and raise up sons. They most certainly can, but it's not a lifelong position in one locale. Oh, Brother Blake, that's going to step on some toes. They're not going to want to hear that. Well, whenever you go through about 5 congregations and end up with a very small group of people that are a bunch of yes men, then you'll listen to me. Turn to at least 2 people better looking than you are and say, he may be talking about us.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. You are always welcome. And until next time, this is Blake Higginbotham with Home Family Gathering. You can find all of my books and music at www.booksbyblh.me and www.musicbyblh.me. Blessings to you and your household and family.
Home Family Gathering is a listener-supported ministry and we appreciate your support. Apostolic Kingdom Alliance and Blake Higginbotham are supported by the generous contributions of friends and family. We are grateful for your continued support in the ongoing work of Apostolic/Kingdom Ministry. Thank you.